People of Reddit who are anti-weed. Why? I'm only anti-weed for my personal consumption only. Why? Because I've smoked and eaten enough of it to put a down payment on 2 houses. I currently own less than 1 house, so I've decided to not use weed or any drugs moving forward to try and reclaim my life. Edit. Thanks for the upvotes. I'm done talking about weed for the day, smiley face. Edit 2. Best comment on Reddit for Jan 17, 2023. Holy shit. Thank you everyone. I'm against marijuana use for people with a still developing brain. There are many studies to show why. Personally, I find the lazy stoner type to be true in some cases, and I find those people to be very annoying. I have some friends and family like this who stay high most of the day. It's a minority though, I am sure, so that doesn't really inform my general opinion on weed, but it is something I steer clear from when developing new relationships. Edit. Yes, feel the same way for drinking. My friends that smoke make it their entire identity. They used to have hobbies and were passionate about things. Now they're content with whatever and everything has to be about smoking. Believe it or not, one of my favorite quotes about weed is from South Park. It's Randy talking to Stan. Stan, I've been told a lot of things about pot, but I've come to find out a lot of those things aren't true. So I don't know what to believe. Randy. Well, Stan, the truth is marijuana probably isn't gonna make you kill people. And it most likely isn't gonna fund terrorism. But, well, son, pot makes you feel fine with being bored. And it's when you're bored that you should be learning some new skill or discovering some new science or being creative. If you smoke pot, you may grow up to find out that you aren't good at anything. Took me fucking years to shake off the years of weed I smoked. It's all personality. Not everyone that drinks becomes an alcoholic, but as a young kid I definitely was fed the line that it's not addictive and in a weird way good for you. Lots of pluses, but really did take over my life and personality. I used to really love getting stoned, but eventually it got to the point where it just made me sad that I felt like I had to get stoned before I watched a movie, or played a game, or had a nice meal. I hated that I had a real fear that if I stopped I wouldn't enjoy those things anymore. January 1, 2022 I decided to give it up, ate my last edible and didn't order anymore. I was undoubtedly a little more of a jerk for the first week or so. But then I caught myself laughing at a show and had this introspective moment of clarity where I realized I was still watching and enjoying movies. I was still enjoying food and games. It's been juiced over a year now and I don't really miss it at all. And I just kinda feel dumb about how important it used to be to me. I miss the ritual of packing a bowl and the act of puffing on a pipe. But I don't miss being high, truly. I still have dreams where I smoke cigarettes though. I don't think that will ever go away and I haven't smoked them in 5 years. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids. I'm not anti-weed and I think it should be legalized. But I hate it when people treat it as this magic cure for everything that you can't get addicted to. Telling someone with mental illness that they should just smoke weed is dangerous. Even though it can help, it's easy to latch onto the feelings and make it an emotional addiction. Weed can also cause psychosis and lethargy, so it's definitely not as great as Reddit makes it to be. However, I also believe it's safer than alcohol, which is why I think it should be legalized. I'm not against weed itself, I'm against people smoking it in the downstairs history hall bathrooms and making the entire downstairs smell like weed and then complaining about how no one likes them. I was a heavy smoker for 6 years. Towards the end, I was going through an ounce every 2 weeks. Cannabis numbed me from my mental health issues. Any mind-altering substance can aggravate pre-existing mental instability and weed certainly did for me. My problem with weed culture is that people who are heavy cannabis users think it is completely normal to smoke every day, to depend on this substance whenever they experience hardship. It is a very unhealthy habit that is entirely normalized. If you have a bad day or a bad interaction and your first instinct is I'm going to have a shot of vodka that will help you, or not allowing yourself to process your feelings at all. It's the same thing for weed, but no one talks about it. Not anti-weed per se, but the pro-weed is acting like there's no side effects and it's this completely harmless thing which everyone will respond well to. That's the general consensus I get from very pro-weed people. Weed culture is really annoying and my friends who try to peer pressure me into smoking it in spite of my repeated reminders that it doesn't agree with me are equally annoying. Go ahead yourself, just leave me out of it.